Hey everyone, I wanted to make a video of what we did yesterday so that in case you were absent or needed to see it again, you'd have that ability to do so. First, I'm going to show you the um, agenda for yesterday. So I talked a little bit about, before we got into this sort of objectives for the day, which is reading checking accounts, reading checking account documents. I wanted to show everybody how to do side-by-side screens. And so if you go up to the top of your screen sharing and you check on the options, the view options, if you click that down, there's an option to do side-by-side screens. That might be helpful in the future. So just again at the top of the screen where it says Miss Keene or Pamela Keene is sharing her screen, over to the right there's view options. Click that down, and I think it's the third one down that says side-by-side screens. Okay, so today we're talking about reading checking account documents for information. The first thing I went over was some PowerPoint slides, so let's take a look at those. There we go. All right, so checking account information can be found on a check, just the basic sort of account information. You'll see you've got your contact information here. Then the bank that you have your checking account with will have its contact information here. And then at the bottom, there are these sort of digital looking numbers. The first set of numbers are called the routing number. This is very useful. This tells whoever is reading this check or whatever machine is reading this check, what particular bank you have your checking account with. So this would be, a Bank of America, a Chase Bank, or anything like this. This number would reveal what the bank was that you had your account at. And then here is the account number at that bank. The next set of usually, 10 to 12 numbers is 10 to 16 numbers is your account number. And then the last one is the check number. So these two numbers always match. The check number always matches the number up here in the right corner of your check. The routing number and the account number are very important. First of all, the account number is super, super important. But if you ever want to try to set up a direct deposit to pay bills or to do a transfer, then you need to know what the routing number is and the account number. Okay, the next thing I wanted to go over, and this is what your assignment is going to go over, is looking at a bank statement. So this is a checking account bank statement. This is for Chase. And it contains a lot of information, and sometimes it's several pages long, but we're just going to look at the front page. You'll have your address and contact information. Each statement covers a 30-day period. Not necessarily from the beginning of the month to the end of the month. That's usually rare. It's usually from the time you open up the account to 30 days later. And so here this statement period starts May 15th, it looks like, and it goes to June 14th. And that's a 30-day period. Your account number is always found on your statement. It's a handy way to find out what your account number is besides looking at your checks themselves. And then the first thing you'll see is a summary or an overview of what the transactions were for the month. You'll have your beginning balance. You'll have any deposits or other additions that were made. You'll have any checks that were paid, other withdrawals, and so on, kind of lumped as totals here. And then all of the deposits are added and all of the withdrawals are subtracted to give you an ending balance at the end of this statement period, which would be June 14th, okay? And that's just the quick overall summary, and then the details follow. So all of those deposits and additions, that 5,168 that's showing up here, this is where it comes from. Here are 4 different deposits that were made that added up to the $5,168. And then checks paid. It looks like there was just one big check that was paid for that 400 or 4,999. If you write multiple checks, then they would all be in this section. And then probably on the next page would be these other two sections where you see the ATM and debit card withdrawals and other electronic withdrawals. Each one would be broken down into detail for each debit card transaction, and each ATM withdrawal would be listed just like you see here. Okay, so the assignment for today is for you to read a statement, a given statement. I'm going to show you that it's in the Teams folder. So let me exit out of this. I'm going to go find our Teams folder and bring this back up. So we've got here in our Teams folder for Financial Algebra, the assignment is this here, Classwork 8. It's a next-gen personal finance activity, so let's click on that. I'll show you the student view. Okay, so here we have it. You're going to click on the link below, which will give you an editable document. Now, I recommend that you use these dots here and download it. You can upload it there. Here, you should be able to download it. This is a pretty good way it usually works. So if you click on this download link, it'll bring it to your computer. In the lower left corner is usually where the downloads get put initially. And if I click that download, then it brings it up here. And if you're not able to edit, so what you're going to do is you're going to read this statement and you're going to answer the questions that follow. If you're not able to write the answers in the document itself, then just take out a piece of paper, put the problem number down, and your answer. You don't need to write the question out, just the problem number and your answer. So here's sort of a mock banking statement. This is for a checking account. It's only one page, and here's the statement period. Here's the account number. Here's the person who owns whose account it is. And then here are all the different transactions. These look like they're all kind of jumbled together in one place. We've got withdrawals. This is more like a check register really than how things are separated in a checking account. But some checking accounts might do this. Different checking accounts, different banks set up their statements differently. They don't always set up the same way. So let's take a look at this first question so I can help you get started. It says, how frequently does John typically receive account statements from his bank? So this is an account statement, and so we want to know, here's the statement period. It goes from October 9th to November 9th. So he's gotten this one statement during that time period, and that covers a month. So the answer to the first one would be monthly. And then it says, how much did John Joes have in his account on the first day of the statement period? So we go look, first day of the statement period, looks like it's right there. Okay, so you're just going to keep going to the question, back to the statement to see if you can find the answers. And that's it. We worked on this in class. Most people got it done in the time that we had, and then that was it. Okay, so if you have any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you later.